as well. I will try to answer. So today's discourse that I have recited is the discourse on called the Sacha Vibanga Sutta, discourse on the distinction or dissemination of the truth. It's okay, Yvonne. That's fine, no worries. I hope you can fix it. Um, so this discourse was given by the Buddha, and then the summary that the Buddha gave to a bunch of monks, and those monks were newly ordained and unable to comprehend what the teachings are. And as a result of that, they asked Venerable Sariputta, who happened to be there and was also known as the great disciple, the right hand disciple of the Buddha, who has got the equal wisdom, or who could explain the short discourses that the Buddha gave in an elaboration and explain to the other people to understand in a simple way, or elaborating into wider understanding. So the discourse was given at the Deer Park, Varanasi, and then the Buddha addressed to the monks about it. So the matchless will of a Dhamma set in motion by the Tathagata, the consummate one, the supremely enlightened one, in the deer park of Isipatana near Varanasi, cannot be set in motion by a reckless or a Brahmana or a Deva or a Mara or Brahma or by anyone in the world. That is to say that it was a proclamation of the Four Noble Truths by way of a teaching, laying down, establishing, opening up, analyzing, and elucidating them. So this is referring to the Buddha's first discourse that he gave to the five ascetics, and which, if you want to hear on the discourse, you can go back to YouTube that I have given last year, the whole 4 months on that, and that link is also available in our website. It is that the discourse known as the very special discourse that no one can able to describe or explain about it apart from the Buddha, and that whole discourse is about the Four Noble Truths and the proclamation of the Four Noble Truths, and that Four Noble Truths are Noble Truth of the Suffering, and he established that this is the noble truth of the suffering, noble truth of the cause of the suffering, and the noble truth of a cessation of that suffering, and the way to cessation of the suffering. And by way of a teaching that he lay down these teachings, fundamental teachings, and establishing them and opening to panyapana, the establishing, and patapana, vivarana, vibhajana, utani, kambang. So basically, opening up for everybody to see, opening up for everybody to learn about it, and then also inviting people to analyze it, vibhajana, ability to distinguish in the different parts, and elucidating them. Yeah? So this after the Buddha had said that the short discourse, the Buddha just stood up. So Buddha simply stood up and left. So monks follow Sariputta and Moggallana, associate with Sariputta and Moggallana. Wise monks do help those who live the holy life. Monk Sariputta is like unto a mother, and Moggallana is unto like the foster mother to a child. Sariputta, monks trains in the path of extreme attainment. Moggallana in the highest goal. Sariputta monks is able to proclaim, teach, lay down, establish, open up, analyze, and elucidate the Four Noble Truth. So, and here Buddha is simply referring to monks to go and ask the Sariputta and Moggallana about these Four Noble Truths in a distinguished way, an ability to describe in a better way. And here, Venerable Sariputta is referred as like a mother who will nurture other members of the monastics, whereas the Moggallana, who is the left-hand side of the Buddha, is like a foster mother to build the child, to a child. And here again, we have to remember that after hearing the teachings of the Sariputta, there are people who could attain the Sotapanna. And this the Blessed One said, and having said so, the one welcome being rose from his seat and entered the abode. Not long after the Blessed One had departed, the Venerable Sariputta addressed to the monks, saying, Reverend friends, your reverence, the monks replied, and Venerable Sariputta in assent. This is the Sariputta said. So after Buddha left to his kuti or abode, Sariputta addressed to the monks, those who were there. And then Sariputta repeats again, saying that Venerable monks, Buddha taught this Four Noble Truth at the Isipatana Mirgadaya Vana. And these Four Noble Truths, the truth of suffering, the truth of cause of a suffering, the truth of a cessation of a suffering, and the truth about path leading to the cessation of a suffering, and the way that the Buddha proclaimed that it's laid down and established, opened up, analyzing and elucidating them. And further on in this discourse, Sariputta explains what are those in a very elucidating, so dividing into many different parts. And in different parts, what is the dukkha, what is the samudaya dukkha, what is the nirodha dukkha, what is the nirodha, and what is the fourth one. So the first one is dukkha, in a short form, attachment to this form, the attachment to this five aggregate, this body and the mind, is the cause of all the dukkha. And the second one, what is the cause? What is the noble truth of origination of the suffering or the stress? And the Buddha was simply saying that the passion and delight, releasing now here and so that's a craving for sensuality, craving for becoming, craving for non-becoming. So craving is the root cause of all the troubles. And further on, saying, what is the way out from it? Then can we end this? So the third noble truth is about the cessation of that craving, and the way to end the craving. We have to learn to give the chago patinisako mutti analayo. So chago, ability to give, let go. And that's why in Buddhism starts from learning to give small material things to a person that you respect, and gradually ability to let go of material things, and then emotional things, and that's how gradually you will be able to let go completely. So the chago is ability to let go material things or let go things, And but in this circle you have it's like a simile I could tell you is, and I have referred it in the past as well, that suppose you have a dustbin in your bedroom, so you put all the rubbish into your bedroom dustbin, but you know where it is, and often we go back and pick it up. So that's the chago kind of a level of a giving or letting go. And after that, you bring that dustbin to the kitchen dustbin, and you put it in the kitchen dustbin before go out and keep it and put it into the bigger dustbin. And then that's there, although it's been far away, but you still know where it is, and you can go back and collect it again. And now the third step is you have taken that dustbin from the kitchen to the outside dustbin, a big dustbin, wheelie dustbin. And then you still know there's a possibility that you could go and collect it again. But the last moment when the council take it away, then it's like a complete letting go, that you have fully let go of that subject that you are having a trouble. So a similar way, the craving, we have to let go in these stages. That's why it starts from learning to give, learning to share. So that is the concept that we can let go, we can free ourselves from the craving. Now comes the path. What is the way that we can free ourselves? And that path is known as the Eightfold Noble Path. Now, following this Eightfold Noble Path, and eventually you will be able to let go, and that's how you will be attaining the Nibbana, or the complete happiness. So that is the summary of the entire this chanting that I have done tonight. So with this, let's do the practice of a meditation. So bring your attention to the moment here and now, observing your sitting body, keeping your inside peace and calm, and not affected by the environment and the situation that we are connected. Particularly this time, we are having so much information bombarded, and allowing us to believe in. So we just need to not to be affected. It is sure that we are affected by it, but we are not trying to be affected. Keeping the mind peace and harmony inside, and channeling it to outside. So to do that, first of all, bring your attention to be mindful of your body sitting. And checking your physical well-being, whether you are sitting comfortably or not, or any difficulties. Just making sure if you are having physically difficulties, then just move around here and there just to find the comfortable position. So checking all the physical appearance or physical well-being, and if you are finding or having any particular trouble in your particular part of the body, then simply spend few moments on it. and relax mentally, holding on to that particular place. Just relax them mentally. Release the muscles and release the tension. Let the body relax. And the way to relax the body, you may start taking a long breath and short breath just to release the tension. So maybe two breaths, taking a long breath and releasing those tensions and freeing yourself. And observing the breath as it comes and as it goes out. And each time when you're taking a breath in and breath out, just making sure the body relaxed. So checking our physical well-being and let it be free. And further experiencing as you breathe in and breathe out the entire body affected. As you breathe in and breathe out the entire body connected. And as you breathe in and breathe out with peace and harmony, that again affects the entire body to transform into peace and harmony. And able to relax completely. But if your mind is still full of negativities and full of anger, hatred, when you are taking the breath in, that affects the body parts and entire body feels tired and energyless. You are losing energy, will not be able to quieten the formation of this continuing form. So be mindful of it and let it be. This moment we need a lot of metta, a loving kindness and compassion to our own self, own physical body, and also the people, those who are going through, without dividing them, sending those love and kindness. So as you're observing your body, you may have seen the sensation, feelings, the calming feeling, pleasant feeling, the soothing feelings, gentle feelings, or heaviness, a harshness feeling in your body. And what is your reaction to those feelings? And what making your mind, agitated, anger, or calming mind, or peaceful mind, or angry mind, a frustrated mind? So checking your mind. This feeling and mental activities are so related. Observing it, each sensation that you observe, and what is your reaction to it? Are you reacting for the well being of your own mind that will attain the peace and harmony and quiet and peaceful? Or are you reacting to make yourself hotted, heated, angry, and so on? What about the relationship that you have developed, whether with your friends, whether family members, or whether people, or whether work colleagues, bringing them into your thoughts and checking what have you done, what was your relationship, what was the intention behind that action or speech. Was it for the good relationship, or was it for differentiation, or dividing, divisive, and so on? But ultimately understanding that everything is just impermanent, anicca. We meet each other to depart one another. And what remains is our experience, our relationship, and our attitude to it. We will know one another in different forms, but when we leave, we have to leave a mark that they will remember us. Thousands of millions of people have died, and only a handful of them are remembered for their great job, great work for the humanity. Similar way, coming and having a relationship is not that great until we leave the mark of greatness, peace, and harmony. So, checking that relationship and what have we done, and being mindful of own self, own thoughts. The Buddha said, "Let the world boil, but do not let your mind boiling." You are affected by the world, but try not to be affected by it. Be mindful of your body, mindful of your thoughts and feelings and emotions, here and now. So continue practicing until you hear the gong. aspect. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagavan Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivadimi Sawakhato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Sanghang Namami. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Yvonne, Karina, and everyone. So, this is the end of today's practice. May you all be well and happy. Stay safe, take care, and very good evening. Thank you, and good night.